San Pedro Creek Culture Park is a family-friendly destination where culture, art, and nature are celebrated through a variety of events and programs that occur throughout the year. Over the past year and a half, San Pedro Creek Culture Park has amassed a dynamic collection of virtual programming through 3 new series: Creekside Chats, Get Creative, and Fit and Flow. The 3 series offer educational information about the design, engineering, and natural environment of the creek. Behind-the-scenes looks at public art projects and art-making workshops. And instructional classes for your health and well-being. In addition, there are several virtual sessions of our Monday night yoga classes and quarterly community drum circles. From Creekside Yoga to drum sessions, writing workshops to educational walks, there's always something happening at San Pedro Creek. San Pedro Creek Culture Park has 2 annual signature events: Illume, Making Spirits Bright, and Creek Fest. Illume, Making Spirits Bright transforms the creek into a winter wonderland of lights that stretches along the banks of the creek. Several cultures are celebrated at this free holiday event through food, dance, music, and art. Creek Fest is a celebration of sustainability. This summertime event makes sustainability fun, accessible, and engaging in an effort to build awareness and interest in environmental responsibility and sustainable practices, including low-impact development, renewable energy, preventing pollution, and reducing waste. Check out our regularly scheduled programs on our website to see what's happening at the creek. All of the virtual programming can be viewed on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Visit us at spcculturepark.com to learn more and to plan your next visit. See you at the creek!
Hi, my name is Jessica Patino and I am the director for Samba Vida Drum and Dance Performance Company here in San Antonio, Texas. Today we're going to be showing a little bit of our traditional Brazilian samba, including some samba from some regions of Brazil. Now, a fun fact about Brazil is we actually celebrate Christmas in the summer. So we're really looking forward to showing off all of our beautiful dancers here, again with Samba Vida Drum and Dance Performance Company.
Emma Olivas, and I am the owner and operator of Eclectic Eats. And today we're gonna be making our traditional holiday meal, which is arroz con gandules and pernil. So I'm gonna walk you through the steps first to make the rice, and the way I make it, the way I was taught to make it when I lived in the island with my family. So it's gonna be really simple. I'm gonna be using a rice cooker. So first of all, we're gonna start with oil. So you're gonna put the oil down on your pot. It can be a regular pot or it can be an electric pot. We are gonna put what is our favorite thing to use in Puerto Rican food, which is sofrito. It's a blend of cilantro with garlic, and it's all fresh herbs, and ajicito. It has a lot of spices, but this is the #1 thing that we use in Puerto Rican cooking. Then we're gonna add the tomato puree. Then we're gonna add our chicken bouillon, which is chicken flavoring. It has a lot of salt in it. So this is how we're gonna season it. The last spice we're gonna use is sazon. I use the one with azafran so we can give it the yellow color, the traditional yellow color. And then once it's hot, we're gonna stir. So just stir everything and combine it and let it saute there for just a few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Once you have everything going, you're gonna add the gandules. Gandules are green pigeon peas, and I have about a can of them here. You can find them at any local market. Once we have that going and the heat is kind of simmering, you're gonna add the water. And I'm gonna use 4 cups of water. And you're gonna stir it. Once you have everything going, you're gonna add the rice. I particularly like the short or medium grain rice. It's the one that we use the most. Just make sure you stir it really well, combine all the flavoring in there. And then once you have it all in there, you're gonna cover it. And you're gonna put it on rice for about 20 to 25 minutes, and it should be ready. Now we're gonna make our most popular dish, and it's a staple in the Puerto Rican cuisine, which is pernil. It's a slow roasted pork, and I have a boneless piece of meat here. It's about 8 to 10 pounds. And what we're gonna do first before we do anything is we're gonna wash our meat. So you gotta make sure that you wash it real good. Once it's washed, this one is ready to go. You're gonna start by stabbing it, making little incisions so the flavoring and the marinade can go all the way inside the meat. So you're gonna make incisions like that, 1 or 2 inches. Once you have that done, you're gonna add a few spices. We have here the sofrito, again. It's a mix of cilantro, bell peppers, ajicito, oregano, recao, and a lot of garlic. And I blend it with oil, and we're gonna pour it in. Once we have that going, we're gonna massage all of it inside the meat. And you're gonna make sure that you put it inside the little holes, that way the flavor goes inside the meat. Then we're gonna add oregano. This is a total seasoning. It has different herbs and spices, which is like dry onion and dry garlic and oregano and coriander. Then we're gonna add black pepper. And the last thing I add is adobo. And you're just gonna make sure that you cover it all real good. It's like a dry rub, but it gives it a lot of flavor. You can do this ahead of time and put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in your fridge and do it the next day. And then you roast it the next day and the flavor is gonna be incredible. Once you have all that in there real good, you're ready to roast. I add a little bit of water so it can make some steam and it make it really soft. That's one of the key components to make it really soft and tender. Once you have that done, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put it, this is an electric oven, but you put it in your regular oven, and you're gonna put it at 350, and it's gonna be there for about 3 to 4 hours. If you want it more tender, you just lower the heat, maybe 300, and do it for the same amount of hours, and it should be fall apart. So this is the pork. I have it right here. It's already roasted. It's been about 4 hours for it to be this tender, and it just falls apart. So it's a little hard to get it all out in one piece. But there you go. You have the crispy and tender. This is the way we serve it.
Hi everybody, I'm Pamela Martinez, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my artwork that is on display at the San Pedro Creek Culture Park for Illume Making Spirits Bright Festival. So my piece is called the Artemisia Wind Harp. It is a 8-foot harp structure that is made from metal, and it's made specifically to be outdoors. It is an instrument that is played by the wind, and it is my first endeavor into sculpture, but a long practice of work in sound. So this is something that I wanted to create to collaborate with Mother Nature and let nature have the control of when it makes sound. So I chose to display this work at San Pedro Creek Culture Park because it is at a mouth of water that runs through our city and that has been the life force within the city for centuries. So having the work near moving water was an essential part of making the connection to the work and nature. I want to thank the Luminaria Artists Foundation for helping make the partnership possible with the San Pedro Creek Culture Park and the San Antonio River Authority for letting this artwork come to life and helping make the partnership that allowed the community of San Antonio to see it in action. You can hear the Teletextile online samba the second to last Sunday of every month. We broadcast live from Mercury Project in San Antonio, Texas. We stream via Instagram and Facebook at Teletextile. I'd love for you to stay in touch by finding us on Instagram, Facebook, or checking out www.teletextile.org to see past projects in the archive and what we've got coming up in the future. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Melva. We're from Timeless Sweets, and we're here to do a traditional dessert for the holidays, and it's called Munuelos. I have my helpers here. This is Samantha, this is Destiny, and these are gonna be my helpers, and they're gonna be cutting out some shapes out. You can use any cookie cutter you want. They're just using flour tortillas that you can get from any store, and they're just cutting out the shapes. And we have cinnamon and sugar just in a shaker. So this is something that we do that the kids and everybody can participate. The family, everybody can participate, adults, kids. The oil's getting heated right now, and I want to test it out with a couple of pieces that they have here. They cut out the heart out of here, so I'm just going to use the heart to try it. It fries up real quickly. So this is just gonna be my tester and the oil's ready to go. So the next step, we're just gonna start dropping them in the oil. And they don't take long to fry up. They just take a couple of seconds each side. They will puff up. Just excess oil, just drip it off, and then we're just gonna sprinkle it with some cinnamon and sugar on it. So next I'm gonna show is an easy recipe to do a Mexican chocolate ganache. All the ingredients we're gonna need is just heavy cream and a block of y'all's favorite Mexican chocolate. And we're getting a pan ready at medium heat. So what I'm gonna do is just pour like 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream into the saucepan. Just get it going, heat it up. And then we're just gonna drop the chocolate in there. Then just start stirring it to break it up. And whatever you don't use, you can use it to do like a cup of hot chocolate, some milk. And now we're gonna pour it into a bowl just to have it so it can start cooling down. The kids, everybody pick out whatever topping they want. And you could do all assortment. You can do fruit, you can do Mexican chocolate. They're just drizzling up Mexican chocolate, which is just heavy cream and a block of Mexican chocolate in there. And they could just sprinkle whatever topping, fruit, assortments of fruit, sprinkles, chocolate chip, whipped cream. Now I'm gonna display one. I'm gonna hit it with some whipped cream. Some Mexican chocolate. Some fruit. So this is how I like to enjoy it here in my home. Thank you for joining us in this Timeless Sweets. So thank you, and y'all have a safe and happy holiday. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mia Rodriguez and I am the director of Compañía Folclórica del Álamo. We are a professional folklorico dance group based here in San Antonio, and we love to spread our culture and awareness of traditional Mexican dance. Today we'll be performing El Relámpago, El Son de la Negra, and La Madrugada for your enjoyment, and we thank you so much for joining us here today.
Medianoche, el otro al amanecer. Ay, la, la, la. esperando. Cuando me traes a mi negra, que la quiero ver aquí, con su rebozo de seda que le traje de Tepic. Cuando me traes a mi negra, que la quiero ver aquí, con su rebozo de seda que le traje de Tepic.
Hi, welcome to Mr. ALK's. My name is Cindy Harris.
And I'm Minister Tanya Chase.
Black-eyed peas is a crop raised to feed animals during the Civil War, and after that it became a delicious and nutritious food. It's a bean rich in fiber, protein, potassium, and it's delicious.
Many people eat black-eyed peas during the New Year's to bring in prosperity. Now let's go back in the kitchen with Chef Steven to see how we prepare our traditional black-eyed peas.
Welcome to Mr. ALK's kitchen. I'm cooking with Chef Steven today. And today I'm going to be cooking black-eyed peas for you guys. And today I have a half-cut onion. And from there we got a tablespoon of garlic. And from there, we have a tablespoon of butter. And then also, we have also a tablespoon of black pepper. And then come back with a tablespoon of chicken base and also a tablespoon of salt, kosher salt if you prefer. And from there, we're gonna go on to, I soaked the black-eyed peas for already an hour. As you can see them soaking right here. I already have a pot already set up to where I can just start throwing in my ingredients. So we're gonna start off with the chicken base first, the salt, the black pepper, the garlic, and the butter. So we're gonna I use an olive oil, spray it on. Get your onions. Get that sizzle going in there. The black-eyed peas. Let them render down until they get, when onions render down, they get a little sweet. So we're gonna caramelize them a little bit. Like 2 minutes. You know, onions bring a lot of flavor to every dish, so can't go wrong with the onions, you know what I mean? So once your onions start getting a little char on them, you can add them to the black-eyed peas. At least try to get them all out of there, you know what I mean? Okay, we're gonna stir that up in there real good. Now you wanna let these simmer for 45 minutes to an hour. You know, simple but good. These have been simmering for an hour right here. Very flavorful. So. These have rendered down real good, so these bad boys are ready to go.
I'm Shania and this is Vishruti, and we are the captains of Texas Bhangra, which is a collegiate competitive dance team from the University of Texas at Austin. So just a little bit of history about this dance style. Bhangra is a very energetic folk dance and music form that actually originates from the Punjab region of India around the late 1800s. So Bhangra was traditionally done as a celebratory folk dance in Punjab as a way to celebrate the coming of spring and the start of the harvest, because there was a big emphasis on farming and agriculture in Punjab. So the dance would be performed at a festival that occurs every spring called Vaisakhi, which would celebrate many things such as the Punjabi New Year, the founding of Sikhism, and of course the start of the harvest. And Punjabi farmers would also perform this dance while doing different agricultural chores, which is why a lot of the dance moves in Bhangra actually were inspired from doing different farming activities.
Bhangra traditionally was performed with a sound of a large drum called dole, and also bolnia, which are short sets of lyrics that often describe stories and scenes from Punjab. These scenes often have themes of love, celebration, and patriotism. And Bhangra has evolved to be a high energy, stamina driven art form that is performed all over the world. And we actually have yearly competitions and competitions internationally. So Texas Bhangra is just one of these competitive teams, but we're super excited to share with you Punjabi culture today and our set from our 2020 competition season.
ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ
ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਡੈਲਸ ਆਏ ਜਿਗਰਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਤੋਂ ਲਿਆਏ ਅਣਖ ਮੜਕ ਦਾ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰ ਲਾਇਆ ਘੁੰਗਰੂ ਨਖਰੇ ਦੇ ਪਾਏ ਉਹ ਜੋਸ਼ ਪੰਜਾਂ ਦਰਿਆਵਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਭਰਿਆ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਮੋਰ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਭੁੱਲ ਜੇ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਜੋਸ਼ ਤੇ ਜਜ਼ਬੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਸਿੱਧ ਤੇ ਅਮਰ ਲੋਕ ਨਾਚ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਭੰਗੜਾ
ਮਾਘ ਦਾ ਮਹੀਨਾ ਉਤੋਂ ਕਾਲੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਰਾਤ ਸੀ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਸੀ ਮਾਘ ਦਾ ਮਹੀਨਾ ਉਤੋਂ ਕਾਲੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਰਾਤ ਸੀ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਸੀ ਹੋ ਰੂਪ ਪਰੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਤੂੰ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਭੁੱਲਿਆ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਪਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਭੁੱਲਿਆ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਹਿੱਕ ਤੇ ਪਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਭੁੱਲਿਆ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ
ਬੜੀ ਭਾਰੀ ਨੱਥ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਤੋਂ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਆਈ ਫੁੱਲ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਵਾਂ two, I let one go.
You used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. I know when that hotline bling, that can only mean one thing.
Hi, my name is Justice David Gutierrez. I am a San Antonio-based artist working in sculpture and installation. I'm honored to be partnering with San Antonio River Authority for a temporary installation that will be located at San Pedro Creek Culture Park for their event Illume, Making Spirits Bright. Over the next few days, I will take you on a journey with me as I work on my temporary installation. Today I'm here working in Art Pace's woodshop, where I will be setting up and staging my temporary installation. I'm really grateful to have this space because it is the perfect location from the creek, located just about a block away, where I will be setting up near 100 LED lights throughout the creek, and the whole installation process will span over the course of about 7 days. The name of my temporary installation is Babbling. The idea behind it is that there will be sculptures that will run throughout the creek, and they will consist of LED lights that are off during the day, and it's almost like the sculptures throughout the creek are creatures that will lay dormant during the day and come alive during the night. In my work, I'm really drawn to geometric shapes, bright colors, interesting textures, and so for this project I was really inspired by the creek, the water, the bridges, some of the natural sounds that I heard when I first visited the creek. And so in looking for materials, I looked for something that would be very uniform and would provide a good juxtaposition between the natural environment and also in the sculptures that I will be creating. And so I picked out large acrylic LED lights that are spherical in shape. They are varying in sizes from all the way down from 3 inches up to 24 inches. And I really wanted there to be this really strong visual impact of walking through the creek, seeing these very geometric, rigid shapes in the middle of this completely natural landscape, and seeing these shapes almost kind of come to life through the music and the sounds that will be heard as people are walking along the creek. For the music, I chose to partner with San Antonio-based musician Albert Vasquez. He will be creating a diverse soundscape that will use a lot of natural acoustic sounds that will be heard in the environment. These sounds will almost represent the voices of the sculptures that will be seen in the creek, and this relates to the name of the piece, Babbling, almost as if you're walking through the piece and you're hearing different sounds, different voices, different animals. Today I'm here at San Pedro Creek Culture Park where I will begin loading in my temporary installation. I'll be starting by installing some large acrylic lights underneath the bridges, one set underneath the Santa Rosa Bridge, one set under the Martin Bridge, and then a smaller set under the boardwalk in between Martin and Travis. I'll be getting in the water and I'll be installing about 40 different light sculptures throughout the creek. These will be some on the surface of the water, some floating just about a foot to 2 feet above the water, and then some lights underneath the bridges. When coming up with the concept for this installation, I thought of different creatures that I would see existing in the space. So for example, there will be large caterpillars that will be throughout the creek in the water. There will be clusters of eyes, almost like as if it was a giant spider. There will be cactus and fruit. I hope to see you at Illume Making Spirits Bright on December 10th and 11th, where the temporary installation will be unveiled. If you can't make it either of those nights, it will be up through the new year. I hope to see you there.
As we close this year's Illume at San Pedro Creek Culture Park, the San Antonio River Authority family extends warm holiday wishes to all the residents in San Antonio
and throughout the San Antonio River Basin. We wish all of you a safe holiday season and a very happy new year.
Thank you so much and good night.